Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to I'm Overy It, the podcast where we talk about all things perimenopause, menopause, and everything in between. Can we talk about how this winter has been 17 years long? Like spiritually long, emotionally long. And if you're in Peri, winter seems to hit differently. The weight. Why does the winter weight in perimenopause feel personal? I feel like a Pillsbury dough canister spilling out of my leggings. Motivation, gone. Drive, seasonal. My step count and I are in a massive fight. And before someone says, calories in, calories out, please stuff a croissant in it. Perimenopause shifts insulin sensitivity, cortisol, sleep, and winter stacks on top of all of that. Less light, less movement, more comfort carbs, more fatigue. It's not laziness. It's biology plus winter. Then there's the flatness, just feeling meh. The spark dips. The libido has permanently gone on strike, and your body feels unfamiliar. Winter messes with your circadian rhythm. Peri messes with your hormones. Put them together, and suddenly you're questioning your entire personality. You start thinking, I started thinking, am I just boring now? Am I just tired now? Is this just who I am? No, it's a season, internally and externally. Do not build a permanent identity around a temporary dip. I could bundle up and go for a walk, like I had been doing up until Christmas. I could, but have you ever tried to feel emotionally regulated while waddling in 6 layers and worrying about slipping on the icy sidewalks? Nothing says serenity like a penguin walking down your driveway. There is a specific kind of peace in being warm, cocooned, and horizontal in your bed. In my bed. And I refuse to apologize for choosing that over sub-zero temperatures outside. Somewhere along the way, we're sold the idea that exercise only counts if it's a boot camp, sweat on the floor, kick your own ass situation. And honestly, that can stop a lot of us from doing anything at all, including myself. When you're tired, dealing with winter blahs, hormones all over the place, maybe not sleeping great, the idea of some intense workout can feel like too much. But movement doesn't have to be extreme to matter. A walk, a bit of strength training, stretching, 10 or 15 minutes of something. Consistency matters way more than intensity. Your body right now doesn't need punishment. It needs love and support. And let's talk about coping this winter. My biggest escape was falling down the rabbit hole of TV series, escaping in old shows like Three's Company, Golden Girls. Is this who I am now? A golden girl? Or in deep love stories like Bridgerton or Heated Rivalry. Ooh, now that was a sexy time one. Give me longing. Give me dramatic eye contact. Give me someone pining in a corset. And yet, does anyone else watch these love stories now and kind of scoff? Pfft, I remember those days. Like, since when did we become the women who roll their eyes at romance? When did we get cynical? Is it hormones? Is it life experience? Is it just being tired? I don't hate love. I just don't have the energy for fantasy that requires emotional gymnastics. Peri doesn't kill romance, it kills delusion. I've had a lot of conversations with women about HRT, and the amount of information out there is overwhelming. It's nuanced, it's individualized, and it's definitely not an overnight fix. If you still have your uterus, estrogen needs to be paired with progesterone to protect the uterine lining. Unopposed estrogen can increase the risk of endometrial cancer. And there isn't just one type of HRT. There's patches, pills, gels that are external and vaginal, and injections. The type you go with really depends on your body, your symptoms, and your medical history. HRT has helped me stabilize things. Sleep was improved. The emotional floor stopped dropping out from under me. But it didn't rewind me. It gave me a baseline, not a time machine. I'm trying to be easier on myself. I don't need to sparkle on demand. I don't need to be desirable 24/7. I don't need to explain my exhaustion. And honestly, I said this in my teaser episode, and I meant it. I had shut down and wasn't myself. It was as if someone dimmed the lights inside me and forgot to turn them back on. And what's terrifying isn't losing that spark, it's the not knowing. Is it coming back? Or do I just adjust to the dark? Because when your life was built on energy, charisma, sexuality, ambition, losing that light feels like losing your identity. If this winter made you feel heavier, slower, dimmer, you're not fading, you're conserving. And when the season shifts inside and out, you'll feel it. Spring is coming soon. I also wanted to add something that keeps coming up. It's one of those things nobody wants to say out loud: perimenopause and smells. Yes, we're going there for a minute. I've had a few women talk about this lately that I thought, you know what? We're just going to normalize the conversation. So, first things first, if things smell differently down there during perimenopause, you're not crazy and you're definitely not alone. As estrogen starts fluctuating, the vaginal environment actually changes. The pH shifts, the good bacteria can drop, and suddenly women who have never had an issue before can develop things like bacterial vaginosis. That's the one that tends to cause that classic fishy or sour smell. Nice. This whole conversation actually reminds me of when I used to work at a boat manufacturer years ago. It was mostly men that I worked with, and somehow I was the one with the filthiest mind. We'd be out with clients, fire, EMS, military, Coast Guard, Navy, or police, and they thought they were bad. But honestly, my sense of humor was way worse. And I had these ridiculous sayings, which I cannot believe I'm about to repeat on my podcast, but here we are. You know the old saying, if it smells like chicken? Well, I had my own twist to the opposite. If it smells like tuna, should have been there sooner. If it smells like trout, get the hell out. It was completely inappropriate, but the guys thought it was the funniest thing ever. There is more of those sayings, but I won't shock you more than you already have been. I will say those guys would probably bust a gut if they knew that those sayings made it onto a podcast about perimenopause. But it does point to something real. When there's a noticeable change in your smell, your body is usually trying to tell you something. The takeaway is, don't feel embarrassed talking about it. If something feels or smells different, it's worth mentioning to your doctor. Hormonal changes can also affect the milk ducts in the breast. There's a condition where fluid builds up behind the nipple and can cause a discharge that sometimes smells. Glamorous, right? Who would have known? Welcome to the club no one warned us about. Bottom line, our bodies are their own ecosystems, constantly changing. Hormones shift, bacteria shift, skin changes, tissue change. It's not a hygiene problem. It's a hormone story. So if you've been quietly Googling, why do I suddenly smell weird down there at 2 a.m., just know there are about 10,000 other women doing the exact same thing. And most importantly, it's okay to talk about the weird stuff because perimenopause comes with a whole bag of surprises. The more we normalize the conversation, the less alone everyone feels. So today's takeaway: if something smells weird, talk to your doctor. And if exercise feels overwhelming, just move your body a little. Thank you for listening, especially if you waited out my little winter hiatus. I see you and I appreciate you. More episodes are coming, I promise. Share this with the friend who keeps whispering, I don't feel like myself. Am I the only one? No, you're not. Please rate this podcast, only if you're giving me 5 stars. And leave a comment if you're feeling bold. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at I'm Overy It. And also remember, we're not broken. We're not expired. We're just over it.